Hello, gamers, and welcome back. We have a very, very special thing happening. This week is the 1-year anniversary of Urchin Friday. So let's pop it off for Urchin Fridays. Let's go. Oh, yeah, so cool. So we're doing Urchin Week. We're doing an Urchin Sunday, Urchin Monday, Urchin Tuesday, Urchin Wednesday, Urchin Thursday, Urchin Friday, Urchin Saturday, because I thought of this too late and I can't do it on Saturday, start on Saturday, so that's the end on Saturday. Let's go. Urchin Day every day of the week. Let's go. Pop off new video. Alright, so now we're on the Urchin tracking module for Google. The patent-pending Urchin traffic module available in Urchin 4 is specifically designed to provide the most accurate measurements of our unique website visitors. For businesses looking to get deeper understanding of their online visitor behavior, the UTM is an extremely valuable technology that combines the best of client and server-side information while letting you control the data. Using and install this technology allows business owners to exactly identify unique visitors, ClickPass, and return loyalty metrics, including first-time visitors, returning visitors, and frequency of use. There are two components in the Urchin Traffic Monitor system: the UTM sensor, which is a lightweight module installed in the content of the website, and the UTM engine, which is a part of the log processing Urchin engine. The UTM sensor enables client-side data collection, which is then funneled back through the web server, augmenting the normal log file. The client-side information is combined with the existing server-side data by the UTM engine to provide a more accurate and complete picture of the website activity. The UTM sensor is a large amount of JavaScript code that accomplishes two important functions. First, the sensor negates the effects of caching by forcing at least one hit to progress to the original web server for each page view. The impact on the server is minimal, and the details about the additional hit are logged into the normal web log files, resulting in a more complete dataset. Secondly, the UTM sensor clearly identifies each visitor by using client-side cookies to keep track of the first time and returning visitors. Cookie identifier is a communication tag only viewable to your web server in the same nature as session IDs. It is not a third-party cookie which provides information outside your system, violating many privacy policies. Web diagram, love the diagram by the way, illustrates the operation of the UTM system. The web server in the middle of the diagram provides two basic functions: content delivery and logging. The content of the website includes the UTM sensor, which is delivered to the user's browser, shown on the left. UTM sensor sets unique identifiers and sends an additional request back to the same web server. This additional request is logged into the normal log file along with all the normal traffic. The UTM engine, which is part of the Urchin log processing engine, understands this additional data and merges the two types of data together, finding an accurate and more complete picture of the visitor behavior. The UTM sensor increases the accuracy and completeness of log file data by negating the effects of caching and proxying. The following example illustrates how the UTM sensor handles caching, as shown in the figure below. Nice figure. The user of the content of a page view from the cache memory of the browser. This typically occurs when the user goes back to a previously viewed page. The same model applies if the caching is provided by a service provider. In the example, the content for page X is not delivered from the web server, but from the cache memory of the browser. At this point, there is no knowledge of the page view, as it is not seen by the web server. However, the UTM sensor activates an additional unique hit that forces at least one small record back to the original web server. This information is logged in the normal log file, which now has knowledge of the originating X page view. Second important function of the UTM sensor is uniquely identify both sessions and unique visitors. Through a patent-pending combination of browser cookies, the sensor detects and initializes the unique visitor and session identifiers, allowing exact monitoring of new returning visitors regardless of the service provider proxy behavior. Most service providers take advantage of the proxying by recycling IP addresses and clustering users behind firewalls. It causes problems with normal log file tracking, which typically utilizes the IP address as an identifier of the user. The example shown in the figure, the UTM sensor is able to pierce the veil of the proxy by utilizing the cookie identifier instead of the IP address. In the figure, a first-time unique visitor accesses the website through a firewall IP address 1. The page view contains the UTM sensor, the same identifier on the visitor's browser. On the return visit, this is by the same user shown in the bottom of the figure. You can just pass on to the web server with each request. So even if the user is now assigned a second IP address, the UTM technology properly identifies the visitor with an individual ID, in addition to negating the effects of complex proxying techniques. It also tracks visitors who travel and may use their laptops from several locations to several different providers. Once additional UTM data is recorded in the normal web server log, the UTM engine will recognize and process additional hits in order to create an exact analysis of each click on the user. During the installation, it is important that the logging function is checked for both referral and the cookie line present so that all the appropriate data stored. Installation of the 3 steps into the UTM system Very short amount of time, complex tests may well take advantage of existing centralized delivery messages. Introducing access and permission to modify the content of the website. You also need to modify the login in the web server, which may be a different set of permissions. Following 3 steps do not necessarily be informed. Install the UTM sensor into HTML content. The first step in installing the UTM is include the JavaScript and GIF components of the UTM sensor. The HTML cassette. Oh, that's weird. The 2 pieces necessary 2 piece, 1 piece necessary to complete this step are included in the util UTM folder within the Urchin distribution. It's important the names of the 2 files are not changed so that they copy the document root directly to the website. Either drag or drop, upload copy the UTM and .js and the UTM.gif files in the main directory of your service. Once these files are in place, you will need to include the UTM.js file at the beginning of each web page in the server and website. So user server side the server side includes user header include for each file. It's possible to include the UTM in the beginning from the beginning of the include file. It will then automatically be a part of each website. For static HTML files that you don't include, that you use includes, you will need to modify now the UTM entry to each page individually. If not emphasize the use content generated, the UTM will include in the beginning of the template that is delivered to the customer. I guess the final line code should be included in the beginning of each HTML page that is delivered to via static save each web page. Oh, there. Which are unreal regular means of regular office. Be sure to build an addition of the line to your internal website, authoring procedure, guidelines, and QA processes. 2. Activate cookies for the logging. The second step to installing the UTM system is to verify and potentially modify the logging format of your web server. For the UTM to properly function properly, it is required that both referral and cookie information is logged. You will need to access the configuration of your web server. The following guidelines should work most for IIS and Apache users. However, you should check with your system administrator to ensure proper formats. For Apache users, Apache servers typically use configuration file httpd.config or conf. Within this file, configuration devices determine format and location of log files. By default, most Apache configuration allow the extended command format will include referrals and user agents, but is missing the cookie information. If your log files contain the cookie I field, specification to modify login format from the special log format to recommend log files and documents can log. For example, for the Apache visit for the Apache documentation, who your system administrator and the actual directory needs to activate cookie logging. The log format directory specifies the specific format of the log file. The example. Some cookie numbers and log file formats and name specially identified in virtual log files custom log directive. The Internet Services Manager provides a point-and-click interface versus web server configuration. To access this manager, we'll need to log into the web server with appropriate administrative privileges. That's the Internet Service Provider. Click on the Start menu, Settings, Control Panel, and double-click the Administrative Tools folder. The Internet Services Manager icon to open the manager. Modifications to each website can be made either individually or the entire server can be modified. In the left window, either right-click on the server name or modify the entire server, or right-click the website name, such as mysite1.com. Select Properties. Option open dialog option for the entire server. Click the edit button with www services. Selecting the menu to bring up properties dialog and text shown below. The figure on the left, we show that the logging is enabled. Set the W3C extended log file format, then select properties button to configure the log file specifics. Once shown on the right will appear. Click on the extended properties tab, scroll down and make sure the cookie and refer boxes are checked. If not, check these boxes and apply the changes to say with these IIS, Apache, and also for the server documentation, where info can be log file formats. Which will put the login cookies and easily modify to activate. Sit there to configure the UTM. The final step in configuring the UTM for your site is to enable the UTM tracking in the Urchin configuration. Open the Urchin configuration either directly on the machine or by logging in remotely as the admin user. The installation instructions will provide more details on the access configuration. Once open, click on the configuration icon to the left to provide a list of existing profiles in the configuration. Enable UTM tracking for the particular profile. Click the edit to the right of the profile name. If you have not already added the profile, do so now with the add button. Clicking on the edit button, click on the advanced tab, bring up the advanced servers under visitor tracking option, select the menu to select Urchin Traffic Monitor, click the update button to save your settings. That's it. The installation is complete if you check on the benefit of the UTM system. Alright, that's it. See you tomorrow. Oh my god.